For this project, let's go back. For this project, we need a soldering iron, solder lead, soldering flux. We need metal wipes, we need a breadboard, we need a 40 pin 0.1 inch male header, and we need a breadboard. So the first step is we need to break this 40 pin header into two. We count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 through up to 20 and break it into two pieces. Make sure, be very careful about like breaking it into two pieces. Like it just snaps off and it comes off as two separate pieces. Now take the two rows of headers, take these two headers, insert the longer side into the breadboard. Insert the longer side into the breadboard like that. Now take the second row of 20 pin header, similar to the previous one, just insert it into the breadboard. Apply some pressure, push it in. The header should be seated on your breadboard like that. Now take the Raspberry Pi Zero, the back side of your Raspberry Pi Zero. This is the back side of the Raspberry Pi Zero. Take the Raspberry Pi Zero and apply some soldering flux. Make use of a brush like this one and apply a little bit of soldering flux, not a lot, little bit of soldering flux. The soldering flux is in general used to evenly distribute the heat around your pins. Now that you have applied the flux, gently stack the Raspberry Pi Zero, the top side facing downwards on the headers. They should sit directly on top of the headers like that. As you can see here, all the 40 pins are placed such that the Raspberry Pi Zero is directly stacked on top of the two rows of 20 pin headers. Now hold on to your Raspberry Pi Zero gently and solder the first pin. Hold on to your Raspberry Pi Zero gently and solder the first two. Solder this pin. While soldering, always solder this pin first, this pin, and this pin, and this pin. Do not let go of your Raspberry Pi Zero until you have soldered the four corners. This is to make sure that once you flip the board, the pins are soldered in an even manner and the height of the pins are even. Clean your solder tip. So the first pin is soldered the second pin, and soldered the other side as well. Now you can solder it as you like it. So now make sure that you have an exhaust fan to vent out the fumes. Always solder such that the lead is introduced from the opposite direction of the iron. Never heat the pin, always heat the solder pad. And since we have applied solder flux, the heat is distributed evenly and the solder catches on to your pin and the pad. Once you finish it, make sure that the solder looks like a Hershey's Kiss chocolate bar. Clean your tip every now and then to make sure that the excess solder is removed. Your tip should always be shiny like this. You can remove excess solder just by touching the pin and cleaning the tip. Be careful not to apply excess heat and be sensitive about soldering temperatures, because excessive temperature than recommended by the manufacturer can actually damage your Raspberry Pi Zero board. And not only that, if you actually spend a lot of time soldering these pins heat up and they melt the plastic of your breadboard. So you need to be really quick about soldering these pins. Once you are done, perform a visual inspection to make sure that you have soldered all the pins and there isn't any excess solder, and just use the tip of your soldering iron to clean up at the end. They all should look like Hershey's Kisses. There we go. And now that you are done, carefully remove the Raspberry Pi Zero, and we have soldered the headers onto the Raspberry Pi Zero. We are ready to use the board now.